everybody. Welcome to Live Interactive English. I am Shane.
And I'm Karen. Today we are looking at part 2 of Fun Facts about Jellyfish.
Yeah, it's nice to see you here again. It would be even better to see you if I had 24 eyes like some jellyfish do.
The box jellyfish,
the box
right?
jellyfish, yeah.
That's right. You know, I had so much fun learning about the jellyfish, and that just kind of reminded me that I had a really close encounter with jellyfish when I visited Palau.
Whoa, like one came to your hotel and was like, hey, and
No.
started talking to you?
No, in Palau, there's like this jellyfish lake, and then the tourists can actually go in the lake and swim with the jellyfish.
Isn't that dangerous though? I mean,
No. These jellyfish,
you.
they don't sting you. And then they're kind of small, and then they're so cute. They're like a little bit orange, like light orange colored. And then so when snorkeling in the jellyfish lake, I was swimming with all the jellyfish. And it was so cool.
So
it was
they
like the
just
most
surround you?
Yes, there was like the most amazing experience.
Or can you touch them?
And the tour guide said you could actually hold one up, and then the tour guide said if you put your lips, I don't think you're supposed to do that now, but back then, the tour guide said if you put your lips like really, really lightly on the jellyfish, your lips will feel a little bit numb. But just a little bit though, yeah, like a little tingling feeling. But it's very, very fun. And then it was so fun, and I really loved the jellyfish experience.
Wow, so jellyfish really are fun.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think there are so many different types of jellyfish. Of course, you can't swim with all of them.
Well, let's learn some more fun facts about jellyfish. I can't wait.
Let's go.
Okay.
Variation between species. There could be as many as 300,000 different species of jellyfish. One kind, near Japan, may be able to live for thousands of years. Some scientists even think this species might in fact never die of old age because it can make its own new cells and become young again. Another species has been to space. In 1991, NASA took over 2,000 moon jellyfish into space to see how a lack of gravity affected them.
Looking at part 2 of Fun Facts about Jellyfish. And now we already know that they are
some fun facts
fascinating, right? Yeah. And then they actually they've been around for a very, very long time.
Forever, basically.
Exactly. And then there's so many different types of jellyfish. Some can glow in the dark, and then you can actually swim with some, right? And some even have like 24 eyes.
That's creepy.
So how about today? What are we going to learn about today?
Today it's variation between species. So how do they vary? What's the differences between the species?
Okay.
So there could be as many as 300,000 different species of jellyfish.
Like we mentioned, with so many different kinds.
Yeah, so you can expect that there's going to be a lot of variation between them.
That's right.
One kind near Japan may be able to live for thousands of years.
Thousands of years? Wow, that's a very, very long time.
That's crazy.
Well, we learned before how they can survive in like cold temperature as well as very, very warm waters, right?
Super adaptable.
Exactly. So some scientists even think this species might in fact never die of old age because it can make its own new cells and become young again. Wow, so that means they can regenerate.
What? They can live
right?
forever?
Well, is it like Wolverine? They can regenerate?
It sounds kind of like that. Right, so scientists have said this, right? They believe that a scientist, a person who is trained in a science and whose job involves doing scientific research or solving scientific problems. So for example, you could say scientists are studying the relationship between diet and aging.
That's right.
So in this situation, it's really not about the diet. That's how they're not aging. It's because they can replace their cells in the jellyfish. Whoa.
That is really, really cool. So if like, for example, one tentacle is cut off or something, then they can just become and keep on growing a new one? Is that how it works?
So they can regenerate their cells. So what's a cell?
Okay, so a cell basically is just any one of the very small parts that together form all living things. So for example, the human body produces white blood cells to protect against disease.
So it makes sense that scientists are going to want to study this because if we can kind of figure out how to regenerate cells,
That's right.
then people might be able to live forever, or at the very least kind of regenerate some of the cells if we have a damaged organ or something like that, right?
Isn't it just like an earthworm too? Because earthworm, I heard that if you
right.
cut it in half, you can actually, it can regenerate as well.
Yeah, well, jellyfish, if you cut them in half, they can actually form 2 new jellyfish.
Wow.
Yeah, but earthworms, if you cut it in half, the tail part will die, but the head part can grow a new tail.
Really?
Yeah, but
I didn't know
jellyfish
that.
can regenerate like that. There's different species of animals that can do that as well. Wow, okay, continuing.
Okay, well, let's learn more. Another species has been to space.
What? Astronaut jellyfish?
That is so cool. So in 1991, NASA took over 2,000 moon jellyfish into space to see how a lack of gravity affected them. So they want to kind of observe what these jellyfish would do when they're in space and how they
gravity.
would behave. That is so cool.
I think it's so funny that they're named moon jellyfish. They were already named moon jellyfish. They're like, what species should we take into outer space? Well, of course, the moon jellyfish. Okay. We have a vocabulary word, lack. So lack is the state or condition of not having any or enough of something. Right? So for example, you could say Morgan's biggest concern is his lack of money.
So that means he doesn't have enough money, right?
I feel you, Morgan. I have a lack of money too. What are we gonna do? I guess jellyfish don't need to really worry about a lack of money, right?
They do not need to worry about that.
That's only a human concern.
So there's so many different types of jellyfish out there. A lot of them we haven't even heard of before.
Right.
So there's definitely a lot to learn about.
Yeah, let's take a break and see if you can loan me some money.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。第一天的课文提到，水母生活在非常寒冷或是非常温暖的水域当中，适应性很强。那我们可以用到 adaptable 这个形容词 ，adaptable。adaptable 是形容适应性强的，能适应新环境的。那 Shane 老师提到箱型水母有24只眼睛的时候，他就用到 creepy 这个形容词 ，creepy。creepy 是形容令人毛骨悚然的。好，那我们就继续来看看水母的下一个有趣事实是，可能有多达30万种不同种的水母诶。那有一种在日本附近，可能能活好几千年。那有些科学家甚至认为这个物种也许永远都不会老死，因为它会自己制造出新的细胞，再次变年轻。Karen 老师开玩笑说，这就像金刚狼一样有自我再生的能力，可能触手断了还会自己长出来。老师用到 regenerate 这个动词。regenerate 可以表达再生，使什么再生。老师还有提到 tentacle，tentacle 表示触手、触须或者是触角的意思。那么课文单字 scientist 就是科学家 ，cell 表示细胞。那课文就写到说啦，另一个水母物种呢，则是去过太空诶。在1991年，美国航太总署把2000多只的 moon jellyfish 海月水母带上了太空，为了要了解说缺乏重力会如何影响到它们。好，那么 lack 在这边是当名词，表示缺乏、不足。那么 gravity 则是指重力、地心引力。好，我们继续回到课文中。
Deadly dinner. Jellyfish are famous for their painful sting. Most of the time, a jellyfish sting can be treated at a hospital. But the box jellyfish is so venomous that its sting could kill a person within minutes. On the other hand, in some cultures, it's the jellyfish that needs to worry because it might end up on a dinner plate. In Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, for example, jellyfish is sometimes cooked like noodles or served in a salad. The jellyfish might be one of the strangest creatures in appearance, but it is also one of the most interesting to learn about. Just be sure to keep your distance if you ever see one.
Welcome back, everybody. So before the break, we just found out that moon jellyfish have been to outer space.
Exactly.
There's like so many fun facts about jellyfish.
Definitely.
What's up next?
Okay, well, deadly dinner.
Okay.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Yeah, this doesn't sound fun.
Because jellyfish is supposed to sound really, really happy and interesting, right?
Oh, do you know that
and pretty.
that they do like to sting people, which isn't cool?
You're right. Okay, well, let's begin. Jellyfish are famous for their painful sting.
They're not all fun and games, jellyfish.
You are right. So we have this word sting. So right here we're using it as a noun. So painful sting basically is an injury caused when an insect or animal stings you. So oftentimes you would have like a bee sting, right? And
so
if people
to sting you just means to use like their, like usually they have some kind of a pointy part of their body and it injects like poison into you.
That's right. So you can also use this word as a verb. So basically like an insect or like a plant, that you have something that's very sharp and pointed part, and then that usually contains poison. And then it goes through your skin.
Pierces the skin.
Exactly. So that's called to sting. So for example, Charlie's head is covered in bee stings.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. So that would be very, very painful.
Okay, continuing. Most of the time, a jellyfish sting can be treated at a hospital.
So I guess you don't pee on it, right? So it can't be treated at the hospital.
By peeing on it, like we
They
learned last
didn't
time.
mention that, so it's probably a myth.
Well, maybe you go to the hospital and the doctor pees on you. You don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, but the box jellyfish is so venomous that its sting could kill a person within minutes.
Wait a minute. Wait, the box jellyfish, that's the one with 24 eyes, right?
Yeah, so it can like see you like really clearly and can kill you.
And then it's so venomous. What does it mean by so venomous?
Right, so venom just means like a kind of toxic substance that can pretty much injure and maybe even kill you, right? So if something is venomous, it means it has venom. Wow, so it can kill you within minutes.
That's really scary.
Ooh, okay. On the other hand, in some cultures, it's the jellyfish that needs to worry because it might end up on a dinner plate.
Oh,
That's
I think
true.
I know what they're talking about.
Right.
Okay, so let me tell you about that.
Okay.
So in Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, for example, jellyfish is sometimes cooked like noodles or served in a salad. And I have to admit, I really, really like it.
Really?
Have you tried?
I've never tried it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am a vegetarian, but I do sometimes eat seafood.
Uh-huh.
Because there is a kind of vegetarian that eats seafood, okay? You can look it up.
So that means
okay?
you can eat jellyfish.
I technically could, but I've never tried them because it just sounds weird.
It's very good.
Really?
It's very good.
Okay.
And it's very common too in Taiwan. Okay, so let me continue. The jellyfish might be one of the strangest creatures in appearance, but it is also one of the most interesting to learn about. Okay. Definitely, I agree with that.
Absolutely.
Just be sure to keep your distance if you ever see one.
Unless you're in Palau.
Exactly,
Then
I was going to say.
Then you should get close to
Because
them.
I think most of the jellyfish can sting you.
Right.
But not the ones in Palau, and that is why it's very, very popular to go to the jellyfish lake.
So it's better to just keep your distance, though, if you're not sure.
Yes.
We have the vocabulary word appearance. So appearance is the way that someone or something looks, the way that it appears, right? Which is another way to look like something.
Yeah.
So for example, the new furniture gives this room a more modern appearance.
Oh,
you can
looks
also say,
very modern.
or you can say a more modern look as well, right?
That's
Appearance or
right.
look.
Okay, so we have a what do you think question for you and for everyone out there.
Okay.
So what were you most surprised to find out about jellyfish?
I never realized that some jellyfish can live forever, or maybe can live forever.
I had no idea either.
That's so amazing because I really think the research into that could really have a huge impact on humans as well. If we can tap into the secret of living forever, Whoa, that's a game changer.
That's true. And I was really surprised to find that, jellyfish can be so venomous, or the certain type of jellyfish, and then they can kill you in minutes. So that kind of makes me scared when I go snorkeling next time.
Yeah, I think probably what we learned here is that if you are going to go swimming in an ocean somewhere, do your research and find out what kind of jellyfish are going to be there.
You're right.
And if there's box jellyfish, do not go in the water.
Okay, that's a good suggestion.
Appreciate them from afar.
Because they are very beautiful to look at.
Yeah, there's a lot to appreciate about jellyfish. We learned so much over 2 days.
Exactly.
And there's so much more to learn.
That's true. Well, thank you so much for joining us, though. And we hope you enjoy the lesson on jellyfish, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
好，那最后一个事实并不有趣，被水母蛰伤是很痛的。大多数的时候，水母蛰伤是可以在医院治疗，可是箱型水母非常毒，以至于它的蛰伤呢，可以在几分钟之内致人于死。Sting 这个字呢，在这边当名词表示刺伤、蛰伤，它也可以当动词来表达感到刺痛或者是叮的那个意思。它的三态是 sting、stung、stung。那么 Shane 老师则用到 pierce 这个动词 ，pierce 可以表达刺破、刺穿、刺入的意思。好，补充单字 venomous， 它是形容有毒的、分泌毒液的，其中的 venom 就可以用来指毒液，是当名词用。老师则用到 toxic，T-O-X-I-C， toxic 可以形容有毒的，像我们说 toxic substance 就是指有毒物质。课文接着提到说，在某些文化中呢，需要担心的则是水母，因为它最后可能会成为盘中孙。它指的应该就是说海蜇皮这个料理吧，同学们应该都吃过或者是知道这种料理。那我们看了这2天的课文，同学们有觉得水母很有趣吗？它们也许是外观最奇特的生物之一。不过呢，下次去浮潜或者是从事水上活动时，看到水母记得要保持距离哦。好，单字 appearance 它表示外观、外表。那么 Karen 老师提到 snorkeling 就是指浮潜这个运动。好，这边3个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 so 加上形容词或副词，再加 that 子句，可以表达如此怎么样，以至于怎么样，非常怎么样，结果怎么样。那这个句型是用来强调 so 后面的形容词或副词它的程度，强调说以至于造成了 that 子句的结果。例如Sharon was so nervous that she forgot to introduce herself. Sharon 非常紧张，以至于忘了自我介绍了。好，下一个重点是分列句的用法。分列句是用来强调句中的主词、受词、时间或地方副词或者是副词片语，然后把强调部分呢摆在 it is 和 that 之间，或是 it was 和 that 之间。句子其他部分呢，则是摆在 that 之后。所以我们看一下它的句型，就是 it is 或者是 it was 加上强调的部分，加 that 再加句子其他部分。像 he became interested in photography in college。现在如果我们用分列句去强调 in college， 句子会写作 It was in college that he became interested in photography。他对摄影产生兴趣是在大学的时候。好，另外当这个分列句它强调的部分是人的话，你可以把 that 改成 who。例如 It was Gina who came up with the idea。想出那个点子的人是 Gina。下一个重点则是 end up， 它表示结果，最后怎么样怎么样，以什么告终。之后可以接名词啊、形容词、VING 或者是介系词片语来当补语去说明状态。像 We ended up spending the entire day at home because of the heavy rain。因为下大雨的关系，结果我们整天都待在家里没出门。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Variation between species. There could be as many as 300,000 different species of jellyfish. One kind, near Japan, may be able to live for thousands of years. Some scientists even think this species might in fact never die of old age because it can make its own new cells and become young again. Another species has been to space. In 1991, NASA took over 2,000 moon jellyfish into space to see how a lack of gravity affected them. Deadly dinner. Jellyfish are famous for their painful sting. Most of the time, a jellyfish sting can be treated at a hospital. But the box jellyfish is so venomous that its sting could kill a person within minutes. On the other hand, in some cultures, it's the jellyfish that needs to worry because it might end up on a dinner plate. In Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, for example, jellyfish is sometimes cooked like noodles or served in a salad. The jellyfish might be one of the strangest creatures in appearance, but it is also one of the most interesting to learn about. Just be sure to keep your distance if you ever see one.
Hi, I'm Josh,
And I'm Vivian.
and today we're going to be playing Word Drop. We each have 3 cards. We haven't even looked at them. We don't know what's on them. And so we have to weave these words into a conversation.
Yeah.
So let's give it a shot, all right? Let's turn them over. Let's see what words we've got. Okay. All right. So I went to the doctor the other day, and everything's fine. It was just a general checkup. Went in, took the blood pressure, sort of heart rate, all this kind of thing. Everything's looking fine. And in fact, all of my red blood cells are good.
Good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Happy that your red blood cells are good. For me, I always forget to go to the doctors. I don't know why, but I just forget to go to the doctors. And then every year they send me an email or a letter saying, hey, you forgot your checkup. And I feel like there's always a lack of time.
Oh, totally. Going to the doctor is just one of those things where it can just catch you off guard out of nowhere. I think the thing is, sometimes we often go to the doctor when we feel unwell, when I think we really just need to go sort of more routinely and regularly, just to make sure we're running well. Really, your body is just like a car. If you're not going to change the oil or do the mechanical work on it, it's probably going to fail. And I got this advice from a scientist.
Oh, that's it? You got
Yeah.
that advice that we are like cars and we have to
Yeah,
change
from a
oil?
scientist.
Nice. Okay. Well, I feel like the scientist is correct. We do have to be very cognizant of going to the doctors and make sure that we go on the regular basis because you don't know what sort of illnesses you may have that you can't see, and the appearance is fine.
Yeah, that's right. And sometimes you can't even see what's going on. You can't even see if there's things wrong or not wrong. So it's best just always to get that opinion, go there, check it out, or else we'll end up in a whole world of pain.
Definitely. And I think one thing I need to do more often, especially here now, it's very humid, is that I need to go to the doctors anytime I have like a weird rash from going outside and touching a plant or something like that. And definitely for when I get a bee sting.
Yeah, that can be a real horrible, painful feeling.
That was a conversation all about doctors.
Well, it's an important conversation to have. And I think considering we've discussed and discovered that we need to go more regularly, we should probably just go together
To the doctors?
tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Make an appointment.
Done deal.
Nice.
Sounds good.